Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share with you guys some awesome tips and tricks that'll hopefully help you guys to win some more gunfights on Black Ops 3. So the first thing that I want to talk about is probably the most common and the most heard of, which is to anticipate the enemy. This is something that sounds extremely obvious, but it's something that is extremely overlooked when playing a game. I want to give you an example. Aiming down sights around corners. You know, this is something that sounds really obvious, but I'm a person, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well, that don't really think about that. The game is so fast-paced, really any Call of Duty is, to the point where we're kind of just running around expecting the enemy to be closer toward their spawn. For example, like if we just spawn in the map, you know how we kind of just run around aimlessly until we get to the middle of the map, then we start becoming more cautious. If you want to win more gunfights, you have to play that way all the time, regardless of where you are on the map. You have to anticipate the enemy, and this is something that's extremely hard to get used to, but once the habit is broken of just aimlessly running around, you'll start to do it much better. And I've noticed this in my own gameplay, that aiming around every corner, making sure that someone is not there camping waiting for me to aimlessly run around the corner, is something that's really going to improve your game and really help you to win more gunfights, especially if someone else is doing the same thing you are with sprinting around a corner. If you aim around a corner and catch someone sprinting, not paying attention, obviously you're going to get the kill because you're going to have first shot, maybe even first like 5 or 6 shots if someone's just running around aimlessly looking for someone. So the second thing that I want to recommend is to start shooting before aiming down sights. Now this is something that can be kind of difficult depending on how you do it. If you do start shooting before aiming down sights, a lot of times with most people it'll mess up their aim, so they'll think about pushing the trigger button first and then their aim will get all messed up. But the reason this is smart is because most of the time, think about it, when you aim to shoot at someone, you always aim down sight and try to line your target up before you pull the trigger. It's just kind of natural reaction when playing a first-person shooter. You aim and then you shoot. But what will really help you to win more gunfights is to start shooting before aiming. And the reason for that is because it doesn't hurt to shoot a couple extra bullets before getting your aim locked on, because there's always that chance that you're going to hit one of those shots and you'll have first shot, giving you an advantage to get to win the gunfight, which is so much easier. I've noticed this a lot. I do this a lot when spraying, especially on maps like Nuketown with submachine guns. It works really, really well with submachine guns for close quarters combat, where if someone runs around a corner and I freak out, I start shooting before aiming, and a lot of times it'll work. Sometimes you don't even have to aim down sights, which is again smart. If you have like steady aim, or you know, some, depending on what Call of Duty game you're on, of course. But if you have some sort of like grip or like a steady aim perk, depending on what game you're on, no scoping is something that actually might work better than aiming down sight. So be smart, start shooting before aiming down sight. You'll be able to get a lot more kills. Next thing I want to talk about is using the movement system, especially with Black Ops 3. There's so much you could do now with boost jumping and sliding and wall running. Use that system. If you guys remember back in the day, especially Black Ops 2, there wasn't much of that, so people used to always do two things. They would either jump shot or they would drop shot, and now that's kind of not really a thing. When was the last time you saw someone drop shot you on a Call of Duty game, or at least like Black Ops 3 or one of these new futuristic games? Not very often, because most of the time people are either boost jumping over your bullets or sliding out of the way. So why not do the same thing they're doing? Use the movement system to your advantage. Sure, some of us might not really like it, but if it's going to be there, we might as well use it to help us win some of those gunfights. Jumping is probably the best thing you can do. It's something that really pisses me off when people do it. But if you know someone has an advantage over you, or even if you're going head to head at the same time, use that boost jump or use that boost slide to either get out of the way or to give yourself a better advantage to getting that kill. The last thing I want to talk about is run smart attachments. This is pretty much a given. Make sure you're running quick draw and stock. These are two that are going to guarantee you success when it comes to getting kills. Quick draw, obviously you aim down your gun faster. I don't see how that couldn't help you. And stock allows you to aim around faster. And stock is one of those perks or attachments that really helps on a game with this movement system, because there are people jumping around and moving so quickly to try to evade your bullets. Stock will help your gun to stay on track with them. If you don't have stock, you're going to be extremely slow moving around, and if anyone jumps around or boost slides away, you're going to lose track of where they're at, and they're probably going to kill you before you get your gun snapped back to them. So make sure to run quick draw and stock. You should do well. If you guys have any other tips, make sure to leave them down in the comments below to help other players out. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see all you guys next video.